South Africa, releasing the Victims of Crime report for the period between 2020 and 2021. It shows that during this space of time, an estimated 1 million incidents of housebreaking occurred, affecting 809,000 households in the country. The highest proportion, that's about 6.7% of households that had their homes broken into, was in the Western Cape. We discussed this with Solly Molayi, Chief Director responsible for social statistics at Stats SA. Good to see you, Solly. Thank you very much for joining us. So how was this particular report put together? What were you looking for?
Good day to you and good day to the viewers. Thank you. This is our annual survey. It's a governance, public safety and justice survey. I think the main aim of the survey is to look at the individual and household experience and perception of crime. And what we also did is that in this particular year, we also included just to get the perception, South African perception around the gender-based violence. And this was done to do around if you remember that the 2020 when we, as South African, we actually experienced COVID-19. So the methodology that we followed, we went to the households that provided contact details just to get a sense of, in terms of, what is the experience and whether, and also what is their perception around crime.
Right. Let's start with the good news and see through the report. So, feeling of safety. How do South Africans feel, especially women in the country when walking alone? Do they feel safe?
If you look at the feelings of safety, the females, unfortunately, when you compare them with the males, they are still not feeling safe. Their proportion is quite low when you compare to the male counterpart. So if you look at the feeling very safe, they're sitting around 12.3%. And then when you look at the bit unsafe, they're sitting around 22%. So it's still a concern in terms of the perception around the safety for females.
The report notes that females in general felt safer walking alone in their neighborhood than males during the day.
Yes, so we do have two indicators where we're looking at the walking alone during the day in your neighborhood and also during the night in the neighborhood. So as one will expect, during the night, females are not feeling safe, but then the picture is different when you're asking the male counterpart. So if you look at the two indicators, during the day it's always higher, it's sitting around the 84%, and then during the night we are below the 40%.
Something I found quite worrisome was the household crime levels in South Africa. More and more homes are being broken into. Were you looking at complexes, standalones? What were you looking into, and what did you find where that is concerned?
Okay, so because this is the household-based surveys, we are excluding the businesses. We're looking at the South Africans' household. So we went to their house. Like I said, this was done telephonically. So we called the household just to ask whether have they experienced any type of crime. So we have a different reference. We call it a reference period. So it's in the past 12 months or in the past five years. And as you've mentioned in your introduction, breaking is the number one household crime, followed by home robbery and thefts of motor vehicle, assault and murder. So we're sitting around 4.6% of the household who indicated that they've actually experienced housebreaking, and around less than 1% who said home robbery.
Individual crime levels, what have we experienced?
Individual crimes, this we are referring to hijackings, street robbery, consumer fraud, thefts of personal properties. So if you look at in terms of the individuals who actually experience this thefts of personal property, we are sitting around 732,000 individuals who indicated that they've experienced this, followed by consumer fraud. Consumer fraud here, we're also including your 99 scam, where you see your bank account, and then you see these 99 scams that are coming out in your account. Street robbery, the third position, sitting at around more than 300,000 individuals who said they've they've been robbed when they're walking in the South African streets, and hijacking is sitting around 64%.
Let's get into gender-based violence. Over 90% of persons aged 16 years or older do not believe that there's justification for a man or husband to hit or beat his partner or his wife. But 4.1% of the population believe it's justifiable when what happens?
So maybe let's put context into it, Dudu. So in the previous year, it was sitting around 5% or so. Now it just dropped a bit to around 4%. So we do have a series of questions that we're asking whether when do you believe it's in which situation do you believe that it's justifiable to actually beat your partner or your woman? And I think, like you said, across all these indicators, there are less than 5% who said whether having a sex with another man or neglecting a child or arguing